And from the moment I started that business, I said it was going to be $1 million business. When I would go to networking events, chamber events, and somebody would say, what do you do? I would say, oh, I'm president and CEO of $1 million jewelry business. I started at my kitchen table. And I would say that when my sales, my first year in sales, my sales were a whopping $4,000. I had a woman come up to me after an event like this. I was selling my books and my bracelets, and she kept hanging around. I knew she wanted to talk to me. Finally, after everybody had left, she comes over to me and she goes, you are a liar. I said, I'm a liar? She said, yes, you told people that you had $1 million business when you did not. I said, oh, sweetie, I had $1 million business. All the money had just not arrived yet. It was caught up to me. But that was my dream from the very outset. Even though I had no evidence of how it could happen. I had no employees, no experience, no inventory. But I had this great big dream in my head of what I could create. And see, so many of us, we focus on the how. How am I going to make this happen? Well, if I walked around to a lot of you, how you got your job in your company or how your company had its big break would have been something you could have never planned, ever. I got a handwritten letter one day in like shaky handwriting. I could tell it was from an older gentleman. He said he wanted to see my jewelry. I drove across the state to meet him. I didn't have anybody else beating down my door. This was my 4th year of business. And by then my sales were up to $18,000. I know, fast track, wasn't I? And when I get over there, he asked me why I was in this trade show. And I said, well, because they won't let me in. Because this trade show, you had to have 3 references from within the industry to get to go. I'm like, well, how can I go get 3 references of your people if you won't let me come to the trade show and meet them, you know? So he picks up his rotary dial phone, gets 3 of his buddies to vouch for me. 6 weeks later, I'm at my very first trade show ever in Nashville, Tennessee. Toes on the line, nobody, I'm sure they were all talking about me at that trade show. They were probably like, don't go down row E, because there's this chick and she will not let you buy. I mean, let me tell you, nobody came through that aisle without getting into my booth. I left that trade show with $285,000 in orders. Within 2 years, I parlayed that into over $1 million of business. Now, who could have written the script for that? I'm going to get a handwritten letter from a retired guy. I'm going to drive across the state, meet him, he's going to help me get into a trade show, and within 2 years, I got $1 million business. Who could have done that? Not me. Not you. But so many of us sit around thinking, how's this going to happen? Our biggest job is to know what it is we want. I knew without a doubt I was building $1 million business, and nothing was going to stop me. Don't focus on the how, focus on the what. What is it you really want in your life? And then just trust that if you keep marching towards that, it will come to you. You will find a way and it will happen. Whoop, whoop! A lot of people don't know this, but the Wright brothers, you think they knew how they were going to get a plane to fly? And the Wright brothers, their father was a very conservative pastor. And he felt that his sons would burn in hell if they built a flying machine. They had to move out of their father's home to follow their dream. There will be people who do not support your dream. Do not let them stop you. This is your life. What is it you want from it? Now, one of the ways that we have huge, I see how much time I got, how we have huge dreams is to have huge goals. How many if you set goals for 2016, stand up if you set goals for this year. Good job. You guys are above the ordinary. Now, if you wrote your goals down, stay standing. If you just thought them in your head, go ahead and have a seat. But if you wrote them down, stay standing. All right, and if you have them with you today, if you take them with you everywhere you go, stay standing. If not, sit down. All right, we got a couple. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Again, I know I've got visual learners in the room, so I need 2 volunteers. Come on up. All right, we got 1. We got 2. All right, let's give these ladies a round of applause. I saw your hand go up first, so do you want to hold or do you want to throw? Okay. So you're going to that, because we don't want you to get hit. You can come closer. Yes. Look how happy they are. I love this. Okay, so your job is just to throw it through the hoop.
Okay.
And after she throws it, you're going to move it each time.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so go ahead. Okay? Up or down? Go ahead. Okay, and one more. All right, how many did she get? All right, good job. All right, there these are. All right, now we're just going to make it a little more challenging. We're going to put a little blindfold on her.
I'm being afraid.
All right, so you need to come closer, okay? Different time each time again, okay? A different place. Can you see?
No, I cannot.
Are you sure? How many fingers am I holding?
None.
Okay. All right, let's go. Roll. Okay, try again.
Did it move?
Yes, it moved. You're good. Okay, and one more. You take the blindfold on. How'd she do?
You got one.
She got one. You got one. Why do you think it was harder? Why do you think you didn't do as well the second time?
Because I couldn't see where I was aiming for.
She couldn't see what she was aiming for. Can I explain to that any better? That's why you've got to set goals. You cannot hit what you cannot see. If you don't have goals, how do you know what it is you're going for? You've got to set and establish what your priorities are. That's how you know what to say yes and what to say no to. If it doesn't get you closer to one of your goals, then you say no. All right, I have presents for both of you. Let's give them a huge round of applause. There you go. Thank you. You set those on the edge of the stage. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we got to play big. All right. Dad told me, tell a story, make a point, tell a story, make a point, tell a story, make a point, wrap it up. So let's wrap it up. Got a couple housekeeping duties before I tell you the last story. One, I made a special deal with Sandy. How many of you feel good right now? You feel good? Yeah. Good, yeah. Well, that's what happens. We come to conferences like this, and we get lifted up. We feel good, right? But then we go back, and all of a sudden, we start to get beat up a little bit by the world, and those feelings can dip. So it's great to have tools that can help lift you up. I've got my award-winning book here. It's an Indie Next Generation Book Award finalist. It's the talk you heard today. Show up, be bold, play big. There are 33 strategies in here. What happened was people kept saying, Kim, how did you build $1 million business? Well, it's all in here. This is how I did it. And then this is a CD of my talk. It's the Show Up, Be Bold, Play Big talk you did today. And then I've got a whoop, 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 a whoop, whoop bookmark. And for you guys today, only $200. Just kidding, $20. $20. Again, you know they say leaders are readers. So if you think that'll be beneficial to you, I've got that back there. The second thing is that I have put together a page on my website. It's password protected. It has all kinds of, it has goal setting resources for how to write a mission statement for your life if you don't have one. There are videos to watch. There's all kinds of phenomenal information on that. If you would like to receive that video, then just leave your card on the table as you head out. And a couple of you have already given me your card, so I have that. Or else take a piece of paper and write your name. And next week, my staff will get those and we'll get that email out to you. And if by chance you belong to an organization or association or company that brings in speakers and you think my message would be a good fit, please just put an S on that, and I keep those and I'll reach out to you personally. Okay, final story. It has to do with these white stone bracelets. I mentioned earlier that my husband and I had gone through a personal tragedy, and that personal tragedy was the death of our 2-year-old daughter to leukemia. And I had lots of jobs, but my biggest and most important one is being a mom. I had 5 kids. I was put here to be a mama. One of my babies was gone. And I fell into a pit of despair so deep I didn't think I was going to make my way out. And in the months after Chelsea died, I started seeing white stones. Little smooth white stones everywhere I went. Not a pile of them, but like one white stone, just in the most bizarre places. And so I started to collect them, and I would take them home, put them on my dresser. My husband, who was worried about me, and probably with good reason, was like, honey, why do you keep picking up white rocks? And I said, I don't know, but I feel like they're connected to Chelsea, and she's trying to tell me something. So it was about 6 months after she had died, and we were at church. It was a guest pastor that Sunday, and never seen her before, never seen her after. I don't even know her name. But she was preaching that Sunday on the story of David and Goliath. And she said, most people focus on David and Goliath. David represents that underdog, that spirit within all of us that can overcome anything. And Goliath represents those huge obstacles in our lives, those huge things that seem like we cannot overcome them. She said, but what nobody ever talks about are those smooth white stones that David used to slay Goliath. And I knew in that moment that what she had to say was not words for that congregation, it was my message from Chelsea. And she said, those smooth white stones represent our ability to slay any giant and to live a life that we love. That's my final message to you. Go out there, show up, be bold, play big. This is it. This is your life. Make it what you want. Go out there and slay any giant that tries to get in your way. Thank you so much for letting me do that.
Wow, that was really great. Thank you so much. We appreciate it so much. Let's give Kim another big round of applause. Okay, the expo will open now, and so if you've got a booth, go back to your booth, and if not, go and visit somebody else's booth and see what their business is all about. We're all going to show up, and we're all going to be bold and play big. I want to tell you, before we run out, I want to tell you that the expo will close at 3 o'clock. It will all be closed up, so you don't have to worry about your things in there. Back at 6 o'clock for the black tie. You might want to dress up a little bit more. Come back for the black tie. We've got, I think, 18 restaurants with all their great food. We're going to have open bar. The black tie goes from 6 o'clock until 9, and from 9 until midnight we have an afternoon with great band like Hodous. So make sure that you plan on coming for that and stay to the gym for your afterglow. We also have a large list of great prizes for our raffle. So you can see Term or Rich, and they can tell you how to get raffle tickets, but check out that list of prizes.